Can you guys hear me? Hey, Nicolina. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I don't know why it's fuzzy. Anyone? Yo. What's up, Tammy? So I'm in the car, so I won't be looking at chat that much, obviously. Because I'd be driving to pick up my baby. But something happened last night and today that I can't keep quiet about. Especially what happened today. So we have to go way back. Yes, Phoenix comes home today. So excited. And he's home for 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. I think this summer. Can you guys hear my GPS? You'd think I've been to Nashville Airport enough times. You think I know how to get there already. I will give him an extra hug. But don't forget, I just saw him a couple weeks ago when we went to Florida. So it's not so bad. But now he's home. So, alright. Let me tell you guys what's going on. So I have to go in the Wayback Machine and go all the way back. 95 miles. I got 95 miles. What's up, No Country Girl? Alright, so I have to go in the Wayback Machine. And in the Wayback Machine, in 2019 or 2020, I don't remember which one. I think it was 2020. The drama community, connected with Boyd. And there was this guy that I met through Boyd, who we talked for like 3 months, 3 months. And at first, he seemed really nice. At first, he seemed cool. We got along. He was going through a divorce. He was someone to talk to. We videoed a couple of times a day. He seemed like a relatively good guy. Then I started noticing he drinks too much. And I don't do alcoholics. I just don't. And, one thing that separates me from a lot of people is that I do have self-respect, and nobody is going to talk to me like the way he did. And I was done with it. And I told him basically move on. Well, this backfired. And the reason why I say it backfired, because then I started to really notice what a true narcissist he was. And what an egocentrical, alcoholic loser he was. And then I was done. And I wanted no part of him. And he went on rants about me, and he made tons of money on me, on my haters. And then they all got bored too, because they saw what a piece of shit he really was. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking done. Totally ignored him. Which is what you have to do with a narcissist. Well, this triggered him so badly that he has gone on rants for 3 years. He still talks about me every day. Then he started dating Misfit Jenny, who was also from the drama community. The most codependent woman I've ever seen in my life. He treats her like trash, and she keeps going back for more. Okay, as long as he got someone else to fuck with, and maybe he'll shut up about me. Didn't hear much from him at all. Didn't care about him. Didn't watch his channel. Nothing. Completely iced him out. Well, lo and behold, the other day, one of my members posted this video of him saying, oh, Laura, I'm still in love with you. And you know what? Honestly, I believe that to be true. Just because he wants to pass it off to Misfit Jenny as it's a joke, no. Wag, everybody knows you're fucking obsessed. So, anyway, last night after my live, somebody told me that he is running around calling me a cancer scammer. Wow. Okay. So I said, here we are. Maybe Misfit Jenny left him and he's back on this Laura kick. Next thing I know, I go in there and I said, Wad, keep my fucking name out of your loser ass mouth. You are vile and disgusting. I said, I want no association with you. So he's, oh, Laura's here, Perplexed is here, you fucking scammer, you this, you that, on and on and on. And I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, okay, well, keep drinking. And I recorded it. I legit could have taken his channel last night and decided not to. Because I'm like, you know what? I pity this man so much, I'll let him keep his channel. I recorded it, though. I'm even afraid to upload it because of how vile it was. I don't want YouTube algorithm to catch me. So I think I'm going to upload it on, so I don't, it doesn't hit my algorithm. But I want everyone to see how a 50-year-old man speaks when he's drunk on YouTube. His codependent loser girlfriend, who I never liked, to be honest, is all with him on it. Oh, that was a joke. One of my friends said something. Oh, that was a joke. Okay, not for nothing. If my 50-year-old boyfriend is online drunk and constantly speaking about another woman, that's not a joke. That is seriously not a joke. You are vile. But then I woke up this morning to find Tracy, the truth, was addressing him. And I guess after his shit with me, on about Tawanda and Tracy and Tawanda. So his comeback is, oh, I'm an alcoholic who's depressed. You made my girlfriend cry. This man has been online for like 18 hours already. But what triggered me to go live today and address this is he had the nerve to tell Tracy that her son, who is an addict, and it's all because of Tracy. And it's because Tracy is a horrible mother. If I could have punched somebody in the head, I would have. And that's why I'm addressing it. Wag, you have a mom who lost a child to drugs. Do you think that didn't hurt her? Do you think that you were only talking to Tracy? For the first time ever, Wag, you had almost 200 people in your room. And you said that. And anybody that supports you needs to be checked into rehab. Because anybody, and I do mean anybody, that supports your vileness, your behaviors, you're disgusting, and puts up with you talking about other women 24/7, Misfit Jenny, you didn't ask Misfit Jenny to move in with you because you like her. You asked her to move in with you because you're such a loser that you can't even afford your own bills. That's why you asked her to move in with you. You are a loser. And you know what, Wag? and this comment may piss people off, and I apologize, but it needs to be said. Tracy's son is proud of his mom. Would your kids say the same? They sure as fuck wouldn't. So don't you ever, ever talk about someone else's child unless you can honestly say that your kids are proud of you, because they're not. I would be fucking mortified if that was my father. How dare you say something like that to Tracy? How fucking dare you? And then you try to gaslight your audience with your narcissistic ways? With your little narcissism, you think you're gaslighting? You're a joke. You're an absolute fucking joke. You're a joke of a husband. You're a joke of a father. You're a joke of a man. You're just a joke all around. And then you want to try to blame everybody else. No, the only one who's disgusted, whose fault it is, that would be yours, Wag. You want to sit there like, oh, you're so depressed. You're such an alcoholic and you're depressed. You know who causes your depression? You do. You know what causes depression? Alcohol. So you want to sit there and wallow in your own misery? Dude, you've been doing it for years. That's why your wife kicked you the fuck out. That's why your wife left you, Wag, because you're a loser who was doing her absolutely nothing. Like making her pay all the bills, making her do everything. Are you still driving for fucking, you still driving for DoorDash? Because that's all you can do? I mean, what'd you get, your first apartment at 50 years old? And you can't even tack the bills by yourself? So you bring in some woman that you abused? Yeah, you're a real class act. You're a real winner. You got roaches in your place. You're just vile. You grubbed from Natasha Cooper. You grubbed. They paid for that apartment, not even you. You wormed your way into Natasha Cooper's community so they would buy your entire apartment. You are so disgusting. And you want to talk about other people? Bitch, you better take a look in a mirror before you talk about other people. I wouldn't even go as low as you went, because that's how disgusting you are. But for you to say what you said and did it so callously, and then you want to blame everybody else for your fucking crying and your alcoholism? No, bitch, you're an alcoholic because you're a loser. That's why you personally are an alcoholic. You're depressed because you're a loser. But you know who has the power to change it, loser? You do. Nobody else. You do. Stop trying to blame everybody else for your shortcomings. Stop trying to blame depression and alcohol and everything. There is nothing more ugly than a 50-year-old man who wallows in his own fucking misery. That is why I stopped talking to you, Wag. Because you're a loser who sits there and does nothing to better himself. You just want to cry, poor me, poor me. There is nothing more disgusting than that, ever. I've never, ever seen anyone more vile than that. And I wouldn't even address you if you keep my name out of your mouth, but you can't seem to do that. You're so obsessed because I think you're a loser. So you want to turn it around, and I heard you say last night, oh, Laura hurt me so bad. Bitch, I didn't fucking hurt you at all. Just stop. The only thing I did was tell you that I think you're a loser and I want nothing to do with you. That's what I did. And your narcissistic ego can't handle it. Welcome to Tennessee. Tennessee welcomes you. He displays the worst possible version of a lowlife for all to see. Oh, I agree with that, Gary. 100%. 100%. And, you know, I understand saying things when you're mad. I do. I get it. But he was calm as could be this morning. And he can't talk to Tawanda. Let me tell you something. Me and Tawanda may have had our issues, but the way he spoke to her was absolutely disgusting. Tawanda has financially and emotionally supported him for years. Years. Now, I'm going to say this because I know it's not a secret, because Tracy said it this morning. Tawanda's mom, I guess, was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. I was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Being that Tawanda's mom's much older, I'm sure her journey is much harder than mine, for, I guess, a better way to say it. But, Whiskey, that's why she was in my chat. That's why she came in. Me and Tawanda are not besties. We're not all of a sudden besties. But Tawanda's a good enough person that she recognizes her mom has breast cancer, Laura got breast cancer. There's no reason to hate. That's why she was in my chat, Whiskey. But I'm so glad that you dictate who can be in my chat, because you are so fucking jealous that I want nothing to do with you. I know that me giving you attention right now, you're eating it up. You're so happy that I'm giving you attention. Maybe you'll get more than 10 people in your life. Maybe, just maybe. But anybody that watches you for more than 30 seconds is usually disgusted and leaves. They want nothing to do with you. Maybe look in a mirror and see what you look like. Maybe listen to yourself when you're drunk. We go after Cam and Allie about, being on drugs and shit. Well, Whiskey's no better. Whiskey's just as bad, if not worse. At least Cam and Allie are still kids. When I say kids, I mean, early 20s, late 20s, early 20s. We've all made mistakes then. But Whiskey, you're 50. You're a 50-year-old man who's gone gray. Again, your wife fucking did the right thing by kicking your sorry ass out. That she did. You are speaking to some issues. You are speaking to something issues that are secondary to addiction. Nexus requires active participation versus passive receipt of advice. The feet needs it. Oh, I agree with you. I absolutely agree that he needs to do it on his own. But one thing that my dad taught me when I was an addict, when I was in active addiction, you can make all the fucking excuses you want, but at the end of the day, there's still excuses. And it may not change anything for like him, or like it didn't change anything for me, but at the end of the day, it made my dad feel better to tell me. And that's how I feel about Whiskey, Cam and Allie, any of them, especially Whiskey. Cam and Allie don't have my name in their mouth, but Whiskey does. And you're right. They can make, they're going to make all the excuses in the world. But what they don't get to do, they don't get to leave a trail of devastated people behind. That they don't need to do. And what he did to Tawanda and Tracy this morning is far worse than anything he could do to me. Now, I know Tracy's strong. But Tawanda, she's strong in her own way. But the things he said to me last night, oh my God. If I wasn't as strong as I am, I could have fucking hurt myself. That's how bad he was last night. That's how vile this man was last night. Everything from a cancer scammer to I'm a fake, and I'm a fraud, and I hurt him so bad, and I'm a C word, and oh my God, it was on and on and on and on with this vile hatred. like literally with this vile hatred. Yeah, I'm on my way to get Phoenix from Nashville. And oh, then he said to this morning that Tracy's brother was faking the cancer and she's using it to grift, and everything's a grift because that's how he thinks, that's how he feels. I literally thought about taking his channel last night because I absolutely could have. 100% could have. No man should ever talk like that. My kids, who were 18 and 16, I almost said 15, 16 and 18 wouldn't talk to a man, talk to a woman like you. Like, for real. And then you got Misfit Jenny over there, who's as big of a loser as he is. And it's just, it's absolutely fucking disgusting. And I just, there's no excuse for what he said. Just none. You want to call me a cancer scammer? I don't give a fuck what you think of me, Wug. I shouldn't be on your mind at all. That's the difference. And that's what I don't understand what Jenny puts up with. You should not be thinking about me in any capacity at any time of the day. None. I have not spoken to you in 3 years. 3 years. The last fucking thing, the last thing that you should be thinking about is me. But yet here you are, over and over and over again. You still have your avatar as a picture of me. Why? Why? Why do you think of me this much? And Jenny, why are you so blind to see it? I have never in my life, I could never in my life imagine being so, have such little respect for myself that I would even come close to allowing a man to think about another woman who doesn't give him the time of day over and over and over. If my daughter ever put up with something like that, I would lock her up. If my sons ever treated a woman like that, I would show them how to treat a woman, meaning I would kick their butts. But seriously, like, how do you have such little self-respect? Jenny, get some respect for yourself. Like, for real. I mean, he put it out on public display, and all he talks about is Laura, 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 Laura. Get a clue, Jenny. He's probably thinking of me when he's having sex with you. I think he stated that multiple times. I don't know if they work. I really don't. I mean, I'm sure they have to. Last I knew, he was a DoorDash driver. He had a decent job when I met him, and he fucked that up. He fucks everything up in his life. Anything good in his life, he's fucked up. I know everything about him. Ah, puppies. There were doggies on the side of the road. I would have got him. But I don't know what I'm going to do with 2 dogs. um, And he's just disgusting. And I really don't know why she puts up with it. I don't. Get some respect, Jenny, for real. And Wag, just keep my fucking name out of your nasty ass mouth. Next time you do it, I will report you to YouTube. Next time, I'm not going to be so nice. Exactly, Ruby. Hey, German lady. He either calls scammers or scammer supporters. Yep, he is the scammer. He scams Jenny. He scams everybody. He scams Tawanda. But what he said about Tracy, I can't let that go. That is burning me. That is absolutely fucking burning me. Because, you know, when you say something like that, you're not just speaking to that person. There could be someone in here who just lost their kid to addiction, and maybe they're going to take it personal. You know, I've said this before, and people need to remember this. You know, not only is this online, but when a sub disappears, do we know if they committed suicide? No. Do we know if they were killed in a car accident? No. Do we know what happens to them? No. Sometimes they just disappear. But more importantly, we don't know if one of us said something that made them take their own life. We have no idea. And what he said about Tracy this morning, that could have tailspun somebody. And he did it with such malice and angst. Like, and Tracy, it's your fault that your son is an addict and you're grifting for your son and blah, blah, blah. Wow. Just wow. And we don't know. We don't know if someone did something to themselves. Someone listening could have hung themselves on the spot and thought, oh my God, it is my fault, my son. I'm going to end my life. That's how this shit happens. And it's sick. He accused 3 people of lying about cancer earlier with 0 proof. Yeah, I'm not lying. I showed the proof. Oh no, he's garbage. He does treat people the way, that's how he does. Oh man, Brantley, I'm telling you, it was bad. You are right, and I'm the one that is there. Anita, don't say that. You better not do anything. You know what I mean? No, I mean, we fight with creators. You know, we do. We fight with each other, but it's petty bullshit. Like, even the stuff with QB, in a way, it's still petty bullshit. But the shit he's saying, that's not okay. That's not petty bullshit. That could fucking twist someone. Like, really twist someone. And I know a lot of people in there don't know who it is. That's not such a bad thing that you don't know who he is. But people that have been with me a long time know who he is. Oh, you heard that too, Lisa? I know. I text her. I said, I hope you're not listening. But again, I do know that Tracy's son is very proud of Tracy. That I do know. Was it bad, Miss Lee? I didn't hear the whole thing. I only listened to about 5 minutes. That's all I could hear. It's going to trigger anybody. Brantley, absolutely. And believe me, I have said stuff in the past that I shouldn't have said. And I've called people out of anger about things that I shouldn't have said. I own that. But he wasn't even angry when he said it this morning. That's the worst part. He wasn't even angry. Quinny, I know. I am so sorry. So sorry. I talked about you without talking about you. But you were the first person I thought of. How dare he do that? And how dare he say that? And just know that is not true. It is, my parents gave me the best fucking life anybody could have. I mean, I had a perfect childhood, no joke. I had an amazing childhood. My parents were wonderful. Till the day my dad died, I was daddy's little girl. I mean, I had a great life. And I was an addict. Guess what? It wasn't my parents' fault. Well, I guess it was because they gave me the fucked up genetics. But seriously, it wasn't my parents' fault. They couldn't have done a better job. And it wasn't their fault I became an addict. I mean, technically, yeah, it was their fault that, I had chemical imbalance because they made me. But, that's why I say Phoenix's autism, yep, it's my fault. But it's not their fault that I chose to do drugs. It's not their fault that I chose, what I chose to do with it. That's on me. How I choose to handle my addiction, that's on me. And it's not anybody's fucking fault. It's my choices. I made the choices. I was a grown person, a grown adult, and I chose to make bad choices. That's on fucking me. Just like it's on Tracy's son, just like it's on anybody. It's your choice. You're a grown adult. So for him to sit there and try to fucking blame Tracy, or any parent for that matter, that's because he's in active addiction and he feels that it's perfectly okay. He feels that let's just blame everybody else because it's too hard to blame myself. No, you're a 50-year-old man. There comes a time in your life, famous words from my dad, when I was 28, and I'll pass it on to you, Wag, at 50. There comes a point in your life where you take responsibility and you realize that you have no one else to blame but you. So you can blame the whole world for why you're such a loser, but at the end of the day, Wag, it's on you. Someone said he farted on live and said it was free. Yeah, I know, I heard that. That's what I'm saying. Why do you even talk about me? Why are you even thinking about me, Wag? You shouldn't be thinking about me. You are so mad because I want zero to do with you. Zero. You're so mad because I called you on who you really are. A narcissistic loser. And you don't like it. Oh well. Sorry you can't handle the truth. And then he sits there like, oh, I'm just here to play music. But no, you're here because you have no life. You don't want to be alone with your woman. Why don't you take her out somewhere, Wag? Oh, wait, you can't. You're too busy spending money on alcohol and looking like an absolute loser online. Yeah, you're a real catch. Oh, he's a total narcissist, German lady. Did you see the way he abused Jenny right online? And Quinny, I am so, so sorry he did that. Because he doesn't think. Yo, what happened? I thought I lost you guys. I was like, oh no, my stream got shut down. All he does is bitch and whine for hours, no drama, but how many shorts about you? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All he does is talk about me and think about me. Like, why? Stop. Just stop. You should truly be embarrassed by your actions. But even more embarrassing should be Jenny. Jenny should be embarrassed. Like, Jenny, you're letting your boyfriend constantly obsess over another woman. That's sick. Like, have some self-respect. And guys, let me tell you, for anybody, I know there's a lot of people in here. If you're in an abusive relationship, get out. I'll tell you guys a little story. I'm dealing with my best friend who's in New York, and I don't know if you guys know the prices of stuff in New York. Long Island right now, to get an apartment is like $3,000 a month for a one bedroom. It is insane. I mean, I went looking. It is insane. And she's with an abuser. She's with a piece of shit cheater. And I keep telling her, get the fuck out. She's like, I can't afford to be on my own. Yes, you can. Move out of state. Do something. Come here. I've been best friends with her since like 8th grade. She won't listen. She calls me last night at like midnight. She was drunk. He was drunk. They're in a bar. The owner of the bar is somebody that I've known pretty much my whole life. The owner of the bar is like our parents moved to Florida together. Like, they're still good friends. So it's someone I've known my whole life. And so she called me. And this girl, Robin, wants to say hi or whatever. And I'm looking at her. And I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with her boyfriend in the back, all wasted. I'm disgusted with her. And, I understand she's got a kid that she shares custody with her ex. But I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of that relationship. I don't care if you have to go to a fucking shelter. Do not stay in an abusive relationship. I don't care what the money situation is. I don't care what the kid situation is. Nobody deserves to be in a relationship with an abuser. Not physical, not mental. I don't care what excuses people make. I had stopped talking to her for almost 2 years over this guy because she didn't want to listen. And I can't stand people that wallow in their own misery. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine in my real life. And she knows it. And I said, you can make all the excuses in the world. I'll be here for you if you need me, but I can't do this. I can't if you need me, I'm here. But I'm not going to fucking watch you put up with this shit and be, so not care about yourself. Like, what happened to the person that I've been friends with since 8th grade? So if people think that I'm just this way online, I'm not. I'm like this in my own personal life. I quit certain things, ever, ever. And if I feel that you're one of those type of people, well, I'm going to back away. I'm going to totally back away from you. I could love you, but I'm going to back away. And that's why I told her. I mean, she didn't do anything to me, but I can't watch somebody wallow. And I can't watch somebody with the poor me, or I can't do that. Yes, you can. Like I told my kids, the word can't should never be in your vocabulary, ever. You can. You just have to be willing to do it. So if you're in an abusive relationship, get the fuck out of it. There's always an out. As hard as it may be, as as stuck as you may seem, you're not. Get the fuck out. Plain and simple. At some point, you have to chart and make it exactly. I mean, if someone is highly abusive, like, beating the fuck out of you, that's different. And yes, be very careful, but you still need to get the fuck out. If you're dealing with someone that's going to kill you, or that's what I'm saying, German lady. He wasn't even mad. That just shows what a piece of shit he really is. He was gaslighting. All because Tawanda came in my chat. That's it. That's his excuse. And it's not because I've ever done him so wrong. That's not why. I agree. Exactly, country girl. You can't. And, like when she needed me, she called me and I told her, come here. Come to Alabama. She's like, well, my job's here. I said, well, you can find a new job. Thank you, Ruby. And she knows it. She won't put up with it. She's seen what I put up with in court and everything. She knows not to put up with a piece of shit. And honestly, that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear. Now, there are situations, like I'll tell you personally, there are situations that you don't know you're a victim of an abuser until it's too late. And I went through that with Brad. I had no idea I was being abused until it was all over. And I don't know how I missed all the signs, but I just thought he was an asshole. I didn't realize I was being abused. That's the worst kind of abuse. Because I was kind of bitch. Nobody's gonna fucking ever abuse me. Ooh, did I get taken for a spin of a lifetime? And that situation happens often. People don't even know they're being abused. They don't even realize that's abuse. But when they're outright with it, like Wag is, or my best friend's boyfriend, when they're an outright abuser, yeah, get the fuck out. I agree, country girl. Totally agree. How many times have I heard it won't happen to me? Oh, that's true. I'm telling you, Annette, I had no idea I was being abused until court started. I just thought he was an asshole. I never thought that was abusive. I really had no idea. And then after it was all over, my shrink had said, you're a victim of an abuser. I said he wasn't an abuser, he's just an asshole. No, he's an abuser. He gave you every sign of an abuser, and you missed it. I said, nah, I'm too strong. And I'm not, I would never be abused. I had no idea. Sometimes they're that good that you just don't know. And if he hadn't cheated, I'd probably still be with him today. Like he was that good. What are you thanking me for? What are you thanking me for in that? What I do? Hey, Gandhi, I don't want trauma dump. Just know it never gets, but no, you're right. They call it charmed and dangerous. That's true. I mean, I knew he was never going to hurt me physically, like while we were together. But that's the worst kind. Sometimes I wish he would have fucking hit me instead of trying to gaslight me all the time. Honestly, though, till the day he died, I still believe that there was some good part of him somewhere. Hey, Barbie, I really do. To the day he died. I still want to believe that he wasn't who he really was. For his son, and I mean that, and I know that it's true. And I wonder if he did that in that little part of him that was good, he found it again and said, the best thing I could do. I really believe that. I know that sounds crazy, but I really do believe that. And I think that was the most unselfish act he ever did. Crazy, I know. I don't even feel bad for Jen. I mean, I guess I do because she has no self-worth. But the way she was right along with him last night, yeah, I got nothing for you. She's like, well, he thinks you're a scammer, blah, blah, blah. Like, what Wog thinks of me even matters? Why does what Wog think of me even matter to you, Jenny? Why are you allowing your boyfriend to even think about me? And I'm not trying to promote his channel, but I don't, even if people do hear his channel, they wouldn't stay. Brandley, I have no idea. I don't know if either one work, neither one work. I have no idea. No clue. And I agree with you about promoting his channel, but nobody wants to watch a drunk anyway. All he does is get drunk, and he's just disgusting. Oh, Sly Angel, I could have taken it last night. I have no idea, BlackRock. No idea. I heard he's been doing it for a while already. But then he tried to come on my panel last night, and I don't watch him, so I don't know this was going on. And then when he made the video, one of my members posted it. The one from this morning, Heather, I saw it. He's like, it was a joke. It really wasn't a joke. That's what you don't get. Why would a 50-year-old man be making a video like that, even as a joke? Like, you're so disgusting. Like, who does that? But same thing with her, though, goes back to the same thing. If you truly are afraid of someone, then get the fuck out. Especially if she jokes. Especially. He says, because Tracy was siding with Laura and he thinks it's all a scam. Yeah. I haven't asked for a fucking dime. So what scam am I running? He's such a loser. Because that's how he thinks. Because he would scam something like that. Because his whole life is a scam. So he thinks everyone else would scam. No, what? You're a fucking scammer. But again, I don't even care what he thinks of me. Like, it plays no part in my life, but what he said to Tracy is what triggered me. What he said to Tracy was the most fucked up thing I ever saw, and my heart broke for Quinny. Absolutely fucking broke for her. You low-life piece of shit. Oh, you didn't hear what he said to Tracy? Hey, Hybrid. He said to Tracy that it's her fault, that her son is an addict. And he did it this morning, not last night when he was on a rant. He was already sobered up this morning. And said that it's Tracy's fault her son is an addict. And that it's Tracy's fault that her son is a loser. And that she needs to stop e-begging for her son. It was disgusting, Gonda. I listened to like 5 minutes of it and I almost threw up. So basically he's saying to every addict's mom, oh, it's your fault. Like typical active addiction, it's always someone else's fault. Nope. Now, if the kid was 7, that's one thing. If someone's an addict at 7, yeah, you might have a chance that it's your fault. But a grown adult, no, it's their responsibility. Nobody else's responsibility but your own. And that is when you know that you're ready for rehab. That's when you become an adult. I tell my kids this too. That's when you become an adult. When you look at your life and you realize that it's your choices are all on you. You make bad choices, that's your bad choice. You make good choices, that's your good choice. But you become an adult when you have enough responsibility, that you own your shit enough that you take responsibility for yourself and stop blaming others. And if you're 50 years old and you still haven't realized that, you're not ready for rehab. But maybe when you understand that, maybe then you'll realize that your life doesn't have to be that big of a loser as you are. I know, right, Hybrid? Hey, Miss Liverbird. Yeah, he's so disgusting. But again, my heart fucking broke for Quinny. As I saw she was in there. And then fucking Tracy. Like, just wow. And again, my heart doesn't break for Jenny. Jenny, you're asking for it. However he treats you, you're asking for it. No respect at all. Zero, zilch, none. Thanks, Annette. So anyway, now that I got that rant out, how you guys doing? So I think I finally got my pictures down. But it was late last night, but the front cover looks amazing. I think I'm finally getting the hang of this, camera taking, picture taking. Dude, photography is not easy. Photography is fucking hard. I always thought you just snap on a thing and there you go, boom, done. No, it's way harder than I thought it was. I love you too, Annette. Have you been looking into the case of little Chimperton? Nah, I don't know anything about it, Randall. I'll have to look into it, though. I gotta look into anything named Timmy Chimperton. Interesting name. Just don't say things. I agree. Especially, I mean, thank God that Tracy's son is sober at the moment. You know, people say, oh, he's in jail. Well, you know what? He's in jail, but at least he's alive. And at least she knows where he is. Yeah, I'm redoing the Canada website. One of my customers said that they gave a quote, it's Dior quality at Target prices. I said, I got to use that somewhere. That's a great fucking quote. Why are we stopping? Oh my God, there's traffic. Fuck! Why is there bumper to bumper traffic? How come Siri didn't tell me? Siri usually says, there's traffic ahead. Speed bump ahead. Uh-oh. Traffic not good? And I'd be left out. My dad, that's what I'm saying. There's an ambulance. All right, where would you like us to go, dude? I don't even know how far down this goes. I might be late. That's what I'm saying. When you have an active addict, jail is the best place for them. How bad do you think the accident is? Sorry, Phoenix, I'm going to be late. None of it worked, though. Perplexed, it took me wanting to be straight 18 years clean. Good for you, BlackRock. Good for you. The white boy was saying he didn't know I was an addict. I said, dude, I've talked about it over and over. I'm proud of being an addict. That's who I am. Sage says to me, shouldn't you tell people that that you don't do drugs anymore? I said, no, I'm always an addict, Sage. Whether I'm high or not, I'm still an addict. All right. They're starting to come over this lane. I'm assuming that we're almost there at the accident. Thank you, Annette. I try. Actually, that's not true. I really don't try. I am who I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Exactly, Black Rock. I'm proud of the fact. I've said this multiple times. I explained this to Dayton, who I know is an addict. I said, you can't be ashamed that you're an addict. I've always used it as strength. What I choose to do with my addiction, that's totally on me. But as far as being an addict goes, it makes me special. Because every time they call you Liverbird, isn't it Liverbird? I always call Liverbird. Why, Liverbird's not her name? Or is it Liverbird? What am I saying wrong? Help me. Liverbird. Oh, it's Liverbird. I always say Liverbird. I agree, Black Rock. Miss Liverbird. I always say Liverbird. All right, I'll remember that. Liver. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. That's funny. Yeah, but for real though, I'm not ashamed of being an addict. And I've talked about this before. There's so much quote unquote shame attached to addiction. Fuck that. You'll never hear me be ashamed to be an addict. My addiction is what made me who I am today. My addiction is what gave me strength. My addiction is what turned me into the person I am today. And I'll never be shamed for being who I am. And being an addict is part of my chemical imbalance. It's part of my genetic makeup. I'll never be ashamed of that. And nobody should be ashamed of that. You might be ashamed of the shit you did because of your addiction. You might be ashamed of that, and that's okay. But never be ashamed of who you are. And that's a mistake that people make. Come on, traffic? What the fuck? You know? I keep reaching for a cigarette. I haven't smoked in 3 years. I keep going on my purse like for a smoke. What are you laughing at? No, seriously though. You gotta hit that thumbs up. 59 thumb ups? Come on now. Ruby, that's the one thing I hate, that you're supposed to feel shame. God, exact opposite. I use that shit to my advantage. Exactly, Ruby. I'm still amazed at how far I've come. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm still fucking amazed. I'm amazed at my kids. I just wish my dad was around to see it. My dad would be like, I knew you'd be alright. You're my daughter. I taught you well. Dad still sees it? I know. Just saying. I just wish he was around. One of those things. So what are you guys doing today? Anyone got anything planned? I know he's watching. He's probably beating up Brad every day. Like, look at my daughter go. Crazy bitch. I have to wrap Christmas gifts. I haven't even finished shopping. If you could sing him a song, what would it be? Me and my dad had a song together. It was Greatest Love of All by George Benson. Whitney Houston redid it, but nothing's like the original. That was mine and my dad's song. He dedicated that to me when I was 16 years old and got my heart broken for the first time. And I'll never forget it. We were sitting in New York and in our house, and he said, "Come here, honey." And he put me on the floor, and he held his arms around me. He said, "I want you to listen to this song." He goes, "This is what I dedicate to you. You're going to have a lot of heartaches and a lot of heartbreaks over the years, and this is what I want you to remember." And it was The Greatest Love of All by George Benson. And it's all about believing in yourself. And every time my heart got broken, I listened to that song and I remembered what a strong ass bitch I was, and that no man is going to hurt me, and I'm going to pick up the pieces and be better. And that's it. And on his dying day, I played him that song. I said, "Dad, when you go to heaven, you bring this with you." And I played it and I sung it to him. And then he died that night. See, everyone talks about rapping. I like rapping. I enjoy wrapping gifts. Bows, and I don't know the point of bows, but authenticity? Absolutely. I loved my dad. He was my hero. He really was. I mean, we fought like cats and dogs, but I couldn't have asked for a better father. Oh, it absolutely meant something. And he couldn't talk. And he was making faces like I didn't know if I was annoying him or not. He was a great father. He was a great father. He was a great husband. He was a great friend. He was a great business owner. Like, he really was a good guy. And he's the reason, though, like, where I got my strength from. My dad was treated like shit as a child. He was abused mentally, physically, sexually abused. My grandmother was horrible. Like, I barely knew her. She was an ugly fucking woman. And you know what? My dad beat all odds. He became a very successful businessman despite how he grew up. And a lot of that had to do with my mom. And my dad told this story when he was young. I mean, we were little. He could have grown into the loser that everybody told him he was. That would have been the easy path. But he met my mom, who believed in him, and my mom's parents believed in him, and they made him believe in himself. And once he believed in himself, anything was possible. And my father passed that on to me and my brother. And that's what I passed on to my kids. You know, you have self-respect. The world is your oyster. Anything is possible. And they were right. Hey, Wilhelmina, Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas yet. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Almost Christmas. New year, new website. Get back true crime. Enough of the drama. As soon as my Anchor score comes back. But there's good folks out there that say bad things. So, oh, absolutely. I say bad things all the time. Are you kidding me? You'll never hear me deny that. Me and Crystal are on a yes, dear kind of mentality. She yells at me, I say yes, dear. And she'll yell at me again, and I'll say yes, dear. But I don't mean that sarcastic. I mean it seriously. I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. It's like, imagine if you have self-respect, the world is your oyster. That is true. I know, right, Sly Angel? People think, like, here's the thing, too. People think my Patreons don't fucking tell me where it's at. They do. They fucking yell at me. And they always have. They're always like, why would you say something like that? You should never have said that. That is wrong. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, they do. But now instead of giving them reason or arguing, I just say, yes, dear. I know they're right. I know I shouldn't have said certain things. But sometimes my mouth gets the best of me. I'm human. Human. Alright, I think we're almost at the airport. Yay, my baby. I love you is often said. Yes, it is. Oh my God, look at traffic on the way back.